Lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of the sheep.
Opinions.
No, that's not an opinion, it's a fact.
Hello and welcome everybody to our first thing on the DCEU. And what I wanted to start on, Wonder Woman 1984 is an interesting movie to cover, but here we go. So first off, please welcome Johan.
What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Hello.
No. Also welcome Tark.
我が力我が刃我が狂気我が狂気をもて見解せよエクスはーうがせエクスプロージョン
Hello.
Hello. And this is the best thing I could come up with. Welcome.
That was a neat game.
Greetings.
Alrighty. So I just need somebody to share the screen. I believe that Nihilus and Johan both have the link. I am incapable because my computer is garbage.
Yes. Allow me to
Yes.
just get to Google Chrome then, because apparently Google normal. The Firefox doesn't want it to share it correctly with audio.
Where is it?
Yeah, I tried downloading it, but the weirdest thing was StreamYard doesn't allow me to share that application.
Yes.
Seriously? It doesn't?
Because I guess it just doesn't allow you to share the music app toolbox. At least I think.
Be right back. I'll leave the studio and I'll start it up with Google Chrome. Let's see if it works.
Well.
So the last DCEU movie I've seen was, I think, the first Wonder Woman. I thought it was alright.
Oh, I have so many problems with the first movie, but that's mostly personal reasons.
What do you mean?
He's
big...
He's German and he's the history buff.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I kind of figured that the historical thing would throw anyone looking at that context into a tizzy.
What did I say this time? I didn't make any. Well, oh, that's true. Well, it's partially because my computer has been devoured by Windows 10 because Windows 10 sucks.
Here you go. Allow me to show you the audio. Lovely, right? Alright, let's share it. This is my big screen of sharing audio, alright?
It's not there's no audio. There's no
because I am pausing it.
You didn't share audio. You didn't share the audio.
No.
There's no microphone icon.
Alright, hold on then. Whoops. Wait, what? Oh my god. Firefox, please, don't confuse me with Google Chrome, please. Thank you. Alright, share audio, app fencer. How do I do it? Chrome. There you go. Should now be able to share it. So if I go here and then share, it should now be there. So
So it's got share audio. Did you press share audio in the thing? Okay.
Oh, I need to do it. I need to do it in the. Where do I need to do it? That's my question.
Let's see. Well, press play. Let's see what happens.
Alright, pressing play right now.
1980.
Do you guys hear anything?
It's very It's very
Very low.
It's very low.
Yes, that's a problem we had, at least I had, when I tried to hear it when we watched that together.
Hold on. I need to get this down. Then I need to get this right there. Yes. All right. Good. All right. How to do the? How to get this up? Then that's the question. Because at my place it's really loud, and I mean like really loud.
Maybe adjust. Maybe you can like adjust it like let me see. Maybe like adjust the like your individual settings.
Because I did with the
We also have another guest coming in.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Dracarys.
Hello.
Greetings. Oh,
Yeah, this is gonna be. Yeah, I think I'm the only one who's seen this movie, but the weirdest thing about this is just like their critiques are just like so bafflingly bad. There's just
Yes.
like there's not a whole lot of structural stuff. There's also like a lot of like, I guess, kind of political ranting
no,
about
no, lovely.
and this about this movie and saying this movie is wrong-headed politically, which is kind of weird because it's kind of trying to just be a Richard Donner Superman type movie.
Really?
Yeah. There's no
Yeah.
escaping politics.
Yeah. Lindsay Ellis's take on the final season of Game of Thrones did have one political moment at the end where she said like she is too woke and the best alternative is somebody who believes in nothing. And the year of our Lord 2019, what is that account?
Why is this always happening when I do this? All right, hold on, hold
Yeah.
your horses because I'm getting disconnected all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's just like I enjoy Wonder Woman 1984. I at least enjoyed my my time with it, but there were there are some problems there.
There you go. No, I have
Yeah.
Some.
Here it is. I share now my audio, and I
You know,
cannot.
I'm looking forward to the movie I'm going to be watching tonight. I'm going to be watching Lupin the Third, the First. I've heard that's really good.
Oh, nice.
That one
I
looks. I love
was-
Lupin.
yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
I
Extend
can't
screen.
read. Who's the chap in the upper right? I can't see the name.
Huey, aka King Catfish.
Oh, hello
nice.
there.
Nice to see you as well.
There are
Alright,
some
I fixed-
problems.
I fixed it. I fixed it. All right, I fixed it. I only have to now put this share audio. Apparently, there you go. Behold your horses. I'm gonna send it on full volume.
The time will come, Diana.
Does everybody hear it?
Yep.
I
Yes.
can hear something.
Woo! Fixed it.
of the world.
Let's see. Do I want to go full screen?
Not really. It's just audio.
Oh,
It's
okay.
great audio.
Anything you dream of, you can have it.
Look like you saw a ghost.
The beginning is, of course, the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know why they. I guess it makes sense.
Yes, but I find it weird.
There's something missing there.
I want
Barbara, no!
Oh no, we are going to get to that.
We're gonna get to that, boss.
But people like me have had nothing.
Okay,
What has
are we still going just in case? No, just in the chat, just to make sure. Hopefully we don't.
Oh, you're gonna get copyright strike because there are a couple of beautiful.
We have skipped over Aquaman, Shazam, and Birds of Prey, the
Good,
three DC
good,
movies we really
good, you
like,
dick.
and we will circle back around, we promise. As well as the other 1,982 Wonder Woman sequels that we missed in theaters to talk about this late 2020
no.
HBO release. Recently, our future selves came back from the vaccinated year 2022, and they dropped two Blu-rays in our laps.
Hello.
The first was Bill and Ted Face the Music, which they said even though we couldn't safely see it in theatres in the UK, it was very important that we talk to you folks about. So we have recorded a trio of shows on that trilogy, which will be released sequentially before our early 2021 commission season fires up, starting next week. The second movie on Blu-ray was Wonder Woman 1984, which they said was going to be a movie everyone was talking about in early 2021. In America, specifically, where HBO Max exists. And before we had that hallway, our future selves also said that British people could listen.
A little bit. It's fun trash. It's better fun trash than the Transformers, but it's still kind of hot garbage.
So here's the thing. Aquaman was the best Star Wars movie I've seen since Disney bought the IP.
Kind of, yeah. I honestly think, like, Aquaman's, like, there's a lot of plot problems.
Yeah.
Some weirdness there. I actually find it fun. It's kind of about as good as like the average it's kind of as good as like the average Marvel movie, I think.
I want to say I enjoyed Aquaman when I saw it in theaters, but
I did too.
I already spot so many red flags when they just talk already. These people are hateful to hate.
I don't even think we had superhero films back in my day. I'm not sure why. It's sort of weird. I mean, superheroes were big back then, too.
Shall I continue?
Yeah. We recruit certified American ladies to lend their perspectives. Taking a break from daily COVID tests before she can go on set, it's Hollywood actress Maya Santandrea.
Hello, everyone.
Returning to once again upgrade our show with her insights, it's Victoria Luna B. Grieve.
Hello, and I just want to say, I have already received the vaccine, so I am already years ahead.
I am just so jelly.
It's very funny that
this is nostalgia critic level
I've
shit.
been given the vaccines.
It is.
Hey, you're doing the good work. All I'm doing is making silly television shows. So,
and that's what got more people through, though. So we're both doing good work.
Teamwork. Virtual high five.
I have a feeling that's not going to be the only irony we explore this particular session. This movie began production after the hastily redrawn Whedon version of Snyder's probably best film ever made, Justice League, launched in theaters to utter indifference from the world. That itself followed on from the extremely successful and good original Wonder Woman, which felt like a major departure from Snyder's Man of Steel, Snyder's Batman v Superman, David Ayer's grim, shallow Suicide Squad. Wonder Woman 2017 felt crafted and deliberate, uplifting and inspiring, while eschewing Marvel's trademark humor, though of course it had its dryly funny moments here and there. Early 2018 to late 2020 is a long period for a movie to be constructed over. And I got the distinct impression while watching Wonder Woman 1984 that a certain amount of course correction was taking place, almost in real time. Like they were making one thing, and then it became another, and maybe even a third thing. I feel like discussing it now might highlight some of that incongruity. Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and Justice League all suffered this treatment to their detriment. And while I like this film personally way more than those other three, it frustrates me that Warner don't seem capable of learning this lesson.
All right, I just wanted to say here, they say that they have something to say, that they know what the mistakes are they made. Well, most of the things they're gonna be talking about one thing that we can agree upon, right, Nelius?
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be continuing about their weird fetishes and how that must be in this movie.
Yeah.
Great. Which is not very a good thing to do.
Did you say weird fetishes?
Yes. For example, I have made some notes during listening to this the first time, and something Johan told me to write this down. On it's about they want Wonder Woman to be sexual, and also they want sex slaves in the movie.
What?
Yep.
Well, supposedly Wonder Woman's creator had some bizarre fetishes.
Yeah, he was in a polyamorous relationship.
And maybe some other weird things going on too.
They also don't like that Wonder Woman likes guys.
Well, after all this time, they want her to be pansexual.
Yes.
Oof, Becca. Oof.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's indeed weird. Anyway.
I don't think so. I doubt Alex Shaw has ever read Wheel of Time. He's not that cultured.
Nope. Shall we
He
continue?
does. Yeah.
Looking at the actual pedigree, we can compare it to the original. Both were directed by Patty Jenkins. Both were produced by Zack and Deborah Snyder. However, the script for the original Wonder Woman was written by Alan Heinberg. This was his first and only film screenplay, and the story was co-written by Zack Snyder and a man named Jason Fuchs. So then, honestly, for a story co-written by Zack Snyder, Wonder Woman 1 ain't half bad. Wonder Woman 84, however, was written by Patty Jenkins herself, along with DC.
I don't think question mark.
Who revitalized both Green Lantern and The Flash many years ago, and also produced a lot of the TV-bound DC hero shows, which at the moment this film ironically is too. However, Johns has received a lot of criticism over the years for various things, and apparently doesn't write Diana well in comics. Not like, say, Gail Simone does. It always baffles me that they never get the actual comic writers to write the screenplay. It's like, well, comics and movies are different. Okay, so, however, the third writer, and it feels like he may be an even weaker link in this chain, though that could just be speculation on my part based on his previous work, is a man named David Callahan. He wrote that Doom film with The Rock. It's absolutely terrible. Then he wrote The Expendables, the story for the boring-ass 2014 Godzilla that made everyone so sleepy that they skipped the really great one, King of the Monsters, that Davy Boy didn't have anything to do with. He then did a rewrite on the Edgar...
Godzilla's
I mean, I did enjoy King of the Monsters. I thought that was a fun movie.
Oh, they think it's philosophically deep.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my god.
Okay, I haven't seen that movie, so I can't
either.
judge.
I mean, well, I've seen King of the Monsters, but wait, philosophically deep in what respect?
That Vera Farmiga's character is a better version of Thanos philosophically because they hate. She also like stuff about like the visual subtext of having a Japanese man use a nuclear bomb to awaken Godzilla is powerful.
This stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, it's
because I can promise you, no one was giving them any thought about something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They also said that they liked the first Wonder Woman movie, and no, it's not good.
No, absolutely not. It's historically incorrect with the props.
Not only that.
Yeah, they actually think that the 2014 Godzilla is a really boring movie, which I can understand that, but thinking that King of the Monsters is philosophically deep is just weird. They don't even just think it's not that they think it's fun. They went on for 2.5 hours about the thematics of Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Trust me, they went here almost an hour on how they can put the Wonder Woman and Barbara together. So yeah, it can get worse here. Trust me. Lovely.
Oh yes, this will get so much worse.
Yeah.
King of the Monsters felt to me like the kind of movie. What's his name? The guy who made Michael Bay would have made before he went completely insane.
I don't think that Michael Bay ever went insane. I think his standards just went through the floor and down to the center of the earth.
I don't know. I like to imagine at one point he just went crazy.
Yeah.
In Wonder Woman 1, actually, the first movie that Nelis and I watched, there was just spontaneously fire.
Yeah.
Somehow. It was quite hilarious to see like an empty place, and then suddenly teleportation soldiers. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Gail Simone. I have kind of not heard good things just from this one interaction, I suppose. But yeah.
I know Linkara used. I know Linkara. I don't know if he does it anymore, but he used to simp for her hardcore.
Let's see. Ooh, season 8 and season 7 and season 8. Oh god, no.
Alrighty.
I'm back in a second. I need to reload something.
Alright. No,
You know-
let's keep going.
All right. I would just wanted to say this podcast actually crashed on my normal internet, so that's why I actually downloaded it.
White and Joe Cornish script for Ant-Man. And that's a good movie. But with
I like
his
Ant-Man.
record, I do not know how he got the Marvel gig of adapting the screenplay from the man behind Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Then he wrote the screenplay for Zombieland 2 Double Tap, a sequel so bad it made the first film worse by highlighting all the characters.
Zombieland 2 was not that bad. Like, I thought it was fine. He's talking about it like it was a Holocaust.
Yes, because that's.
I'm back.
Lovely.
These people don't like fun.
Yeah, like Zombieland 2 was pretty fun. I will admit the one girl, whatever the guy's name is, not Woody Harrelson. What's the guy who played Lex Luthor? I can't remember his name.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg still looks like not a punk, more like the kind of guy even a guy like me would throw into a locker, but his girlfriend, whatever her name was, I'm sad to say, she did not look anywhere near as good as she did in the original. Some sex appeal was lost.
Yeah, Emma Stone has kind of aged a little bit, clearly. Though I think that like she looks like really good in what is the movie? Amazing Spider-Man 2. She looks pretty good in that. She's also like really charming.
I hated those movies. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man 1 was okay. 2 was crap.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, 2 is a train wreck.
Yeah.
I prefer the originals with I don't know how this guy is called.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I prefer those too, but all I'm saying is that like in the first Amazing Spider-Man, it was okay. Like there wasn't anything in there that I was offended or really hated. But Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just a shit movie.
It kind of is, yeah. There's a lot of problems.
Oh.
Anyway.
I just want to warn you guys. There's gonna be certain music sing-alongs coming soon, so beware.
Oh,
interesting.
Cool.
Let's
keep going.
Co-writing this screenplay for Wonder Woman 1984, reviled and critically panned as it is, on top of a litany of dread. You would imagine that we won't be hearing from David again. Nope. He's writing Mortal Kombat for Warner Brothers, Shang-Chi for Marvel, and Untitled Into the Spider-Verse sequel for Sony. How is it possible to be everyone in Hollywood's nephew?
Good question. I wish I knew.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Get down.
Sudden guitar solo right now.
A lot has been said, but this is what I mean. Like, oh, we can't get Gail Simone to write it. She does comic books. They're not the same as screenplays at all. Get the guy who did Doom. Anyway, a lot.
He didn't even do the good bad Doom.
No, there is
a lot
no
has been said
video,
already
sadly.
about Wonder Woman in 1984. Some of it very fierce and angry. And as we watched, I initially wondered why, until a growing series of baffling decisions and oblivious choices on screen made me go, oh. But after sleeping on it, I realized there were things I hadn't heard said yet that definitely started to creep in the morning after. So we pulled this show together fairly quickly, and I can understand why our future selves wanted this to happen. Our remit tonight is to not repeat ourselves too much and to start off by laying down in short order some of the bigger criticisms already out there, all of which I agree with. And if there are good things, we can mention them along the way once we delve into new angles. We just have to be able to do this without getting lost, because this film is a 2.5 hour convoluted mess. I don't believe it's malicious in intent. If anything, I think it's trying to be profoundly good. But boy, is it troublesome all the same, and boy, does it fall on its face.
That explains the video. That explains the podcast precisely.
Yeah, it kind of does.
We're 8
Yep.
we're 8 minutes in, and I haven't heard anything about the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold your horses right there. It's gonna be a lot more of those kind of I don't hear the movie right now.
It gets better.
It
gets
much
better.
You did mention the fetishes.
Yeah. Yeah, let me find that. It seems very thematically appropriate.
Pick up dance. It's
To be fair, I watch EFAP. I have no right to speak about like not getting to the point.
Yeah.
It gets better. It gets better. It gets fucking better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
Yay! I love Brad.
Yeah. So basically, it's a podcast about Wonder Woman 1984 that honestly makes me appreciate the movie more for what it did not do.
Really?
Yes. Yep. I honestly think that after watching this, I was like, wow, this movie, kind of a little bit of a mess though it is, and it's got certain writing problems that I cannot ignore. It could have been worse.
It's one of those movies that you just pick up once and then totally forget about. That's describing it, I guess.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. There's some cute moments. I think the Linda Carter cameo in the mid-credit scene was great. That's mainly because I'm Linda Carter stan for life, because she was my first Wonder Woman since I watched the first season with my mom. Yeah.
Back in my day too.
Yeah, Linda Carter.
Yep,
Linda Carter's awesome.
She's also kind of hot.
Yes, she is a very lovely and beautiful lady. Even today, she has aged phenomenally.
Yeah,
I have no idea who that is.
She's the original Wonder Woman actress.
In the TV show, Wonder Woman.
A quick question, Dunn. Is actually in the new movie at least blood shown, or is it not there?
What do you mean?
In the first movie, there was no blood shown, no physical appearance that she gets tired or
no wounds, no scratch, no nothing.
Not even dust on her, face. Something.
I thought the fight with Ares, she gets kind of fucked up.
Not really.
No,
she gets thrown around. She gets thrown around, but she doesn't get bloody.
I thought she did. Again, it's been years. I haven't seen the movie since it was in theaters.
Oh, you should have seen it. That was fun.
Yeah. So there's also so these guys have some thoughts on Maxwell Lord. They go on an extended rant about him, and I think you'll be surprised as to what precisely they rant about. I
don't remember.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember. Yeah. I remember that it hurt my soul.
Member berries.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
Let's continue on this train wreck of the podcast.
Yeah.
So, start with what's been said so far, and like I said, we don't need to go into this in ridiculous depth. There are plenty of places you can go for that. We Hate Movies did 3 hours with Angelica J. Bastian, just ripping this thing a new one.
Yeah, and Angelica's review is probably worth tracking
Yep.
down as well.
Nope,
And
it's not.
okay, so what was mentioned in things that we've read, heard, and watched? Number one, Diana's lack of engagement with the world of men and her refusal to engage in other crises. So this is kind of like they wrote themselves into a corner with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice because they said Diana is definitely here, but she was also definitely here in 1917, and that means she has to be have been kept a secret by the world. Well, maybe she went back to Themyscira. No, you may never return to Themyscira. You know, if she could return to Themyscira, that'd be so much. But no, she stays in the world. Okay, so what does she do? It's unclear.
They, I believe, shot themselves repeatedly in the foot by avoiding the Nazi interaction that is part of Wonder Woman's
Origin, yeah.
comic.
Pause a second.
He's around the
Yes,
same time.
okay.
And by bouncing,
They're correct in this aspect, you know.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I thought Wonder Woman first appeared in World War II, like after World War One. I didn't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So when I saw she was in World War One, I was kind of confused when I saw that
problem
movie.
is, the reason why they want this to happen is because they don't like that she likes men. All right, that's the main problem with them. They don't like this
Yes.
happening because they don't like her to see with a man. That's the problem.
There's also the fact that the World War One movie, they treated the Germans like if they were in World War Two, so they treated them like Nazis, and that
Yeah,
was
they're-
just ridiculous.
I know.
Well,
Yeah,
it was offending, outright offending.
I mean, yeah, you have the mustard gas lab and everything, and at the same time, like, you could make the argument we didn't know what the long-term effects would be at the time, but yeah, that scene in the factory where they're making the gas, it looks like a Nazi arms factory, like a biological lab.
Yes. Yes.
Don't forget the general.
What?
This is just the beginning of the many, many what's.
Also, Eris looked like that guy. I don't know who he's called in Germany, but you know that man.
Ludendorff, General Ludendorff.
No, Eris. I mean, the man with the mustache and the slick hair.
Oh, he looks like he's Remus Lupin. That's where I mainly know him from.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that guy sometimes he looks like Hitler in the picture. Sometimes when he's speaking like this nonsense talk.
Yes, Becca.
And then the fight goes on and it gets almost ridiculous. Oh my
So
God.
wait, if I'm understanding this correctly, they kind of sidestep whatever Diana was doing between 1917 and 1984.
Yes.
Isn't Nigel Thornberry Tim Curry?
Yes, he
Not
is, and
David
he is
Thewlis?
magical.
Isn't it? I don't think it's David. Yeah, that's not David Thewlis. I think that's Tim Curry.
It is Tim Curry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
interesting to like Danielle Harris and Lacey Chabert are on it, and I'm just like,
Oh my
Does-
god, I never put that together. I never thought about that.
Okay.
yeah, that like
So
those are two very attractive, very very attractive women on this kids show, just as voice actresses, possibly because like they're very very good. Like they just have high pitched voices, but I guess it works.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they moved Wonder Woman to from World War II to World War One, and then they moved the story up to 1984.
Yes.
They could have
Why?
already. I don't know.
Because they wanted the 80s aesthetic.
Let's take a moment here. Diana is a one woman army, quite literally. She
Yes.
is a warrior. She's invulnerable. Like I think only Superman is more powerful than Wonder Woman on the Justice League scale. And
She
that
can be queened by a man. That's the only thing. If a man chains her, then she can't get out.
the thing is about that. Her involvement, because I highly doubt if she heard what was going on in Nazi Germany, she would just go, that's sitting down. Anyways, you would have a a Watchmen scenario here, history would just be completely changed. You have a woman with the power of an atom bomb.
Yep.
Yeah.
History would be completely different.
We'd win World War II like that then.
Yeah, I think another. So to kind of like clarify, it's basically like her comic origin is in World War II, but they decided to set it in World War I. But because of, I don't know what reason they decided to do, was they decided to skip over World War II and just skip straight to the 80s.
But why in that case not just start with World War II and go to the 80s?
Because we wanted the World War I theme for the first movies, because World War II has been done to death, and for the second movie they wanted the 80s aesthetic because they like it.
Oh,
probably because
okay, that makes sense.
Well, the weirdest thing is like the 80s is the 80s is kind of done to death almost as bad as World War II.
Yeah, and the 80s were overrated anyway.
But I feel like, you know, if they just gave, you know, her flashbacks of the first movie and then put it then in the new movie, then at least you have a connection what she was doing, and then have an explanation to the viewer what she has been doing before that time, so that, you know, you don't have this argumentation about what the hell did she do, because you need to have consistency in the plot to make sure that, you know, it feels believable. And also, I found it hilarious how many times she in the first movie, how many times she just gets shots only on the bracelets, nowhere else, just only on the bracelets.
Yeah, people are aiming right at her bracelets. People are. Is that how it goes? That's in the cartoons. That's kind of how it went. In the comics.
The thing is, she's getting shot at, and she is moving her bracelets in the way so she can block it. But the stupid thing about this, it's not necessary for her in the way she's done in the movie, because she wouldn't even be hurt by those bullets, so it doesn't matter.
She could only be hurt by a god. That's actually the whole movie about, you know, she can only be hurt by a god, but then even when the god finally has her, oh no, somebody died. Super Saiyan mode, activate! Yeah! And then suddenly explosions and teleportation police comes in and tries to shoot her, and you know she beats the living shit out of them.
Oh my god.
That's not what that's not.
That's
what
exactly
it was like
how
in
the
my
movie
day. You didn't have that in my day.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yes,
Let's keep going on the
let's
train
go
back. I believe first the thing that they're gonna be saying is Trump. I think that's the first one.
No, it's gonna be Trump is like third down the list.
Yes.
Which, at the time, I completely understand why they did it, but they have then left themselves with this great swathe of years when she doesn't get involved in much, and certainly doesn't get involved in World War II, which
exactly.
Knowing the persona that they are clearly trying to portray for her here seems wildly unbelievable. Like, the only reason I could imagine the Diana they want us all to see, not trying to track down Hitler and tie him up with a lariat and punch him repeatedly in the face, is that she was literally unconscious.
I was trapped under some coats.
Yeah, that's a big blind spot, I think, for what the story is trying to set up, because you're absolutely right. Like, if the first Wonder Woman film is set in World War I, World War II is right there. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're going to do a sequel where it jumps forward in time, it's right there. Now, maybe they thought that the Nazi, Hitler, World War II stuff was kind of played to death, but I would then bring up the fact that isn't setting it in the 80s also kind of done to death at this point? So what difference does it make?
Yeah. Also, if the point that you're then going to lean on is she only gets involved with the really, really big stuff.
Like mall robberies.
My point being that if you then bounce effectively from World War to World War, and then you set it in the 80s, and then you don't make it entirely about her getting involved in
the Cold War,
then again,
or the Iran-Contra crisis, or something like that.
Something huge that was happening at that time. Again, there is the point sailing right by your shoulder.
Ooh, that might require some research, and research is not on the table for this one.
Do you know what Gail said?
All right.
Research.
I was going to
I
say,
got
it's
something to
really
say about
weird
that,
the
too.
choice to be like,
Yeah,
we're
pause.
going to set Wonder Woman.
There was an easy way around this. Diana, is sometimes written to the point where she likes the world of man at first, but then she just sees conflict after conflict after conflict, and she kind of just drops out because she's like, well, what's the fucking point? If they were clever, they could have done it like, okay, we've gone from World War II to Korea to Vietnam to Afghanistan to well, we kind of never left Afghanistan, but all these different wars and struggles taking all over the place. It would have made far more sense for her to go maybe 15 years after World War II and say, fuck it, I'm not making a difference. War's not stopping. I don't want to try anymore.
Yeah.
And she fought. That would have made so much more sense.
Oh, they get into what she would do during the Cold War. It's really weird.
Yes.
I guess you're wanting a break. Yeah, after World War II, she'd be like, whatever, people. Just
after
yeah,
I would say after
yeah,
Korea,
talking about that later.
I would say after Korea specifically, because like that was exactly right off of World War II, and I think that's when she would say, "Fuck it."
Yes, Space Junk. It could go hard because of her, but the red-haired girl. Yes, it was about spying and proxies. It was, which is why her influence wouldn't change much.
Her involvement in the Cold War wouldn't have changed anything, but it would have completely shifted Vietnam.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Which is why you have the kind of realization take place in Korea, saying, "I'm not stopping any wars. If anything, I'm propagating them." So, look at that! I solved the plot hole with my brain.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going, people.
Woman's first big adventure in one of the greatest conflicts of the world, and then after that, petty crimes.
Yep.
My goodness.
Pretty much, yeah.
She's basically running around treading on Batman's toes.
She stopped a child from being killed, but at the same time, it's like
that's a hero
she
deed.
didn't enter that mall thinking there's going to be a diamond robbery and a child is going to get dangled, and she don't even know it.
Well, she's a goddess.
And also, like, compare that scene to literally any combat scene in the first one. It was a cartoon.
Yep.
Like,
We Hate Movies. Absolutely bang on. I would.
That's so true.
I would question their choice of music. The times they are a changing.
The problems.
No! Shut the fuck up.
That's the beginning of Watchmen. Just a montage of stuff that Wonder Woman was part of throughout the 20th century. I said, well, not everybody wants to rule the world, but now I can't think of a better song for it. Just to say, it's the beginning of Peter's Friends. And so it's like, rather just what happened over the last 10 years, what happened over the last 67 years? And it's like Wonder Woman literally punching Hitler. And it's like, she was there, folks. One of the lines in this song is literally holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. How they didn't just take this song, get that one piece of imagery into the movie, and build the rest of the film around it, I do not know. Yeah, that was it. I just said, should have had a montage of 67 years of subtle nudging, and then I put in brackets, she should be Gandalf. There were ways to illustrate her character in this movie.
Pause, please.
A lot of stuff over the years, but in a very quiet, subtle, just at the periphery, just sort of nudging people forward. And so everyone's like, this Wonder Woman, I don't think she really exists. Like, she's kind of an urban...
You're on pause.
But no one ever really was...
Yes, she's Gandalf now, people. Gandalf? Yeah, Gandalf.
What, number 3? Well, you've that counter's going up by the second.
Yeah. Yeah, she should be Gandalf nudging things.
my eyes already are twitching like, are you fucking kidding me with that music? Stop it!
Also, like the walls thing is definitely going in line with... No, they didn't say they said Gandalf, not Gundam.
She should be Gandalf, yes.
Gandalf.
Yeah, which is...
She's now Gandalf, the White.
Well, I have the quotes right here, and the point is interesting, but still that comparison is weird. She should be Gandalf. She should have been represented as someone who actually has done a lot of stuff before that movie. I get that point, but I still don't get it how they are comparing her with Gandalf of all people.
Here's the other thing too. Like he was saying something about her fading into myth or something, and all I'm thinking is you have a bunch of German soldiers who are still alive, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of Allied soldiers on one front who saw this woman. What did she do? Level a tank or something? Like I think that was in the first movie. She
did that.
She pushed the tank and almost wanted to crush a woman, then threw it away like nah, fuck it, and then beat the living shit out of a fire person with terrible armor and terrible looks.
Okay, here's the thing. I know a lot of weird shit happens in war, like you get some weird stories, but I'm pretty sure one with a lot of eyewitnesses would be telling this story until they died.
Yep.
Very
You would think so.
We do have another guest. Hopefully, this doesn't become too crowded, but we've got full house tonight. Please welcome.
Hey, White.
Hello,
Hey,
good
White.
chap.
Greetings, White Dragon.
Hello.
So
I think, it's weird. I don't think they're talking about that Gandalf should be Gandalf in terms of she's a legend. I think she's manipulating world leaders into doing the right thing is what they want her to be.
But
is
that
a
doesn't
Wonder
make
Woman.
sense for her
She's
character
actually God. So yeah, she could do anything she wants. Like what Ares did, just be stealth-free and talk things to other people. That is apparently what Ares can do. Also, he can apparently shoot lightning out of his hands and use lightning bolts, apparently. I don't know how that happened, but
Cool.
It's terrible. Ares is terrible in that movie because I know of Greek mythology, and it's just a bad representation of him.
I liked that twist. I did actually appreciate that twist. I thought it was pretty clever, to be honest.
I didn't like the look in his armor. He had this old man's face, and then he had that armor strapped on his face. The helmet is what the fuck did he wear?
Yeah, she was made Jesus, and I also hate that because she's literally a god on the side of USA. This means every war in which she's involved and America is involved, she will take the side of America because she's been influenced by the Allies. And some of the wars that America had, they lost, and some of the wars were not rightfully fought for.
Also, because she had this god complex that becomes most powerful when some loved one dies, to become more powerful than another god, is it takes away the whole thing of she's super. No, she's super duper duper. So I don't like her to be a superhero anymore because there are no stakes. Nothing. No stakes.
I think
Not at all.
Wonder Woman, the first one, once. And now you're just making it worse because now you make me think about it. You monster.
It's terrible. It's worse when you think it. Yes, the Germans would think that she is some kind of monster or witch.
You're really peeking. Yep.
Yes. Wait a second.
Because, people are superstitious. Trust me, there are a lot of superstitious people in World War II.
Yes, of course.
I don't know. Maybe Hitler was also very superstitious. Yes, he was. Oh my God! That means that there are also people like him. Yes, there were.
That one German soldier Wonder Woman didn't kill. That man's name, Adolf Hitler.
But White Dragon, welcome to the suffering of half nice music in the background, and then realize that they're just using terrible sound.
Oh no. Am I coming through alright on my side?
Oh, you're coming out.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Let's continue.
Yeah, I agree with that. She shouldn't be a full goddess because, she cannot bleed, she cannot get hurt at all. feels like
Oh,
she's
yeah.
One Punch Man with no downsides.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, why is she blocking all those bullets with
proves
her
the hero can
face?
exist
Take a
because
hit
they are
from a
dicks.
flying truck.
Oh, dicks are coming up, folks. Not literally,
Oh,
that'd
yeah.
be hideous.
So many.
That does give you an opportunity as well to play up the goddess angle, the involvement in the trauma of World War One could quite feasibly have made her feel, I can't do this. This is too much. There are no other heroes around for me to interact with, and I cannot carry this all on my own. I'll stay in the background and just get involved in little things around the edges where I can. But you need to show that. You need to show that evolving, as opposed to it just being, what's she been doing for the last 67 years? Well, she had a really long nap, and then she turned up at this jewelry robbery.
She is really into art,
Oh,
antiques and stuff. That's her thing.
And I think that's a good point of bringing up like the goddess aspect, like being seen as this sort of otherworldly mythical figure can almost be a way of dealing with that exact thing. Like you're such a big concept at that point that it's almost like, well, I'm not even a person anymore.
And it does,
which in some way could actually help her. Like she doesn't feel like she has to take on so much of the responsibility because she is such a larger than life thing. It might not be the healthiest tack, but it is a way to take that character.
And it does then lay the groundwork for the mythologizing of DC Holy Trinity. Wonder Woman is a goddess, Superman is an alien, and Batman is a demon.
I am frankly amazed that this character's been around on the big screen.
Quick question: how is Batman a demon?
Because
I thought he was.
Just
He
take a rent.
He looks scary. He looks kind of scary.
Yes, that's the thing. He is portrayed as a dark knight who terrorizes the streets. So, like, he's seen as from his enemies as like a demon.
All right, because I was still wondering with that. Let's continue.
2016, either written by, directed by, or produced by Zack Snyder every single time, and no one has said with a straight face, "Do you believe the Wonder Woman exists?" And using the. But it didn't happen, and it's better that it didn't. For goodness' sake, the Bat of Gotham.
Does anybody ever actually call her Wonder Woman?
I don't even
Does
know.
she call herself Wonder Woman?
I don't think it's ever happened.
I don't think so. Most people just refer to her as Diana.
Oh my god! They haven't even got that Superman moment from the very first Richard Donner Superman.
Okay, what is this from anyway?
What?
This is the School of Movies.
Yay! Those people.
I like how they're somewhat tearing into this movie too.
Yeah,
they're technically
they're not even doing it right. They're not even doing it right. Is the
Not
problem?
really, no.
But they're technically right about not using the name of
Yes.
the character
Yes, they are.
instead of Diana. Of course, Diana is a thing, but you should technically have the audience know that, oh my god, it's Superwoman, she's gonna say, that will create this effect of, yeah, she's a superhero. It's not Diana.
Something just occurred to me, and it's kind of clever the way this was done in Spider-Man. I kind of like the fact that Bruce Campbell gave him the name. It's just kind of like he had no idea what to call himself. And it, like some people hate that. I personally love it. But what I'm saying is they did the work to give the character the name. And I don't think that's done in any of the Snyder movies at all.
TFFF. I don't know what that is. You'll have to.
I don't get it either.
Wait, for fuck's sake. I did the other one, right? The for fuck's sake, yeah.
Yes, the second one is for fuck's sake.
Well, it's about to get worse. It's about to get way worse.
Yes, I know. I told you it's gonna be bad.
I've listened to this podcast twice at this point.
This is not possible to do in 1 hour, trust me.
No. Tears for Fears, the song they're playing.
Yes, I know. And then
features.
you get also other songs coming soon. It's like
When you
Yes.
guys said that Batman was a demon, fucking Doom soundtrack started playing in my head for some reason.
Oh.
Recently.
Let's continue.
All right.
Anyway, so moving on to the third thing.
I'll say real quick, though, the thing I'd like to see in that montage is why she got so cynical. So much of the first movie is about her, like, the world of man has so many interesting things. It's like a fish out of water piece. And she's, like, really interested in what is there for her to experience. And then her man dies, and then she's just sad for 67 years, just cynical. Oh, all of the wonder in the world is gone.
Yeah, there's
which I guess
no curiosity, no interest left in anything.
Yeah, and even the fact that she throws herself into antiquities is so, like, that's still tied to her origin. Like, she knows this because she or other people that she personally knew were there. Like, it's not embracing the world, which was like a big part of her interest in the first movie. But that's because, as your third piece you're about to say is...
She's still so hung up on this one guy. You're right about antiquities. It's dwelling on the past. She's not moving forwards. She's
It's dwelling on the past. Right, you point out, Victoria. It's the past before she got involved in all this World War One.
Yeah,
right.
And
exactly. And even
what were you saying?
I said to let the past die. Last year, I was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
We must destroy the past to create a better future, Anakin.
We have to let the past die. Oh yeah, by the way, here's the past. Love us, please. All right.
Listen, we're gonna remind you of those member berries with the 80s, and we ain't gonna stop.
Yeah. There are some good elements. Like I think like the magic system is like relatively okay, but there's kind of always going to be a problem with wishes when using
Oh my god, that's right. That is one of the plot points of that movie. That was really dumb.
Don't forget, it's infinite wishes. That's even more broken.
Oh my god.
And it's not even the good genie wishes, alright? It's the bad ones. The ones that are random mode activated. So,
yeah. So definitely Steve Trevor died. I do enjoy this movie, but it's kind of I can only classify this as kind of like a guilty pleasure movie a little bit.
Oh my god, you've been exposed.
Well, I watched the movie. I just watched the movie in theaters, so what does it matter?
Oh, it always matters. I don't
well, let's continue on this train wreck.
It doesn't matter. This movie's going to bomb. This movie's going to be financially unsuccessful anyway, so it doesn't matter.
This don't matter. None of this matters.
Yeah, let's keep going.
So this film to me is so frustrating because there are like little threads here and there where you could see them having done something with the ideas that they proposed. Like the whole thing about her being obsessed with the antiquities. She mentions that, oh, this object, this artifact came from a really, really bad god. Now, wouldn't it have been super freaking cool if maybe she had some kind of history with that god and met them at some point in this story?
Yes.
And they had some kind of personal conflict with each other. Like, that makes for a really compelling story. And if they had just pulled out some of those little threads, you could have something here.
Or just the theme of the story is Diana is obsessed with antiquities, obsessed with the past, hung up on Steve, still can't get over him. And one of the themes about this film is her actually getting over him. And you could argue at me, Alex, that's exactly what this film is. To which
yeah, that makes her look a little shitty.
Like
she just possessed. She allows this thing to possess this guy. This random dude.
Oh, yes, I forgot about the possessing.
That's the biggest problem of the entire movie.
You know what's funny is the guy who is being possessed actually has no name.
Yes.
In the end credits, it's like handsome guy.
Just some random chap.
Yep.
Yes.
And this is like a major character.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Technically.
It's like he doesn't even know what happens. It's like if like Rag said this in like an EPAB. Like, what if he gets found out and he gets arrested and he's just like,
that's the thing. there are no consequences in this movie about all of this possession stuff, and for that guy who got possessed, his life is over. He was filmed doing terrorist-like actions and doing illegal stuff, and yeah, his life is fucked.
No big O.
Which makes the movie even more unbelievable because, no consequences. What you gonna do? I don't know. I'm just gonna rob a bank and I'm gonna be rich. Are you not? No, the police will not stop me.
No, I guess the police kind of forgot.
Kind of forgot about the Iron Bank.
The Iron Fleet closed. Yeah.
That's not going away.
Nope. It will never ever go away. We will make that live in infamy for the rest of the internet.
Yeah, I kind of forget about kind of forget.
John, just do the thing, Just do the thing. What thing I
I don't have that clip. I need to get it though.
Well done. You should have just done the thing, and then it would all been fine.
But now it's all done for.
Oh.
Drunken Mumble, you're right.
I'm gonna be hiding behind a small rock, so I'm gonna fucking torture your ass for that lame ass joke.
Cool.
Shit.
Let's keep going.
It's not really clear about that, and she's still maudlin about it in Batman v Superman and Justice League, so fail.
Just because a thing happens over the space of about 45 seconds in a film does not mean that's what the film is about.
Yeah, but ultimately, it needs to be spoken and confronted and talked about, and she needs to basically, even if she hasn't done anything and she's just sort of stepped away from the world, that's noteworthy. That's characterization. Her deciding then, I'm actually going to start doing something, but I'm going to be, I've got to still stay in the shadows. That's at least progression between there and 2016 when the sons of Martha had their little spat.
And it allows as well.
We are the sons of Martha!
That would allow for a much more balanced and engaging relationship between her and Barbara, because when Barbara does her I want to be like you because you're statuesque and you're gorgeous and everybody thinks you're wonderful. And
the feet! Oh my God!
These clothes that you wear are amazing, and I envy all of this about you. But the rebound on that is, yes, but that is all superficial stuff. I am detached. I cannot engage with this world. Look at the way that you, Barbara, engage with the people around you, that you are invested in your job, you are invested in your community, in a way that I can never be. And I envy that.
There again, you have something there. You have a foundation. If she, honest to goodness, cannot get over this one man, Barbara could be there as support for her.
Oh boy. We're reaching the point where, they are going to be talking about Barbara and their fetish about, they want to be together.
Yes.
They must kill and murder them.
Can I make a point here? You're surrounded by women your entire life. You're gonna get kind of tired of the fish special. You're occasionally gonna want a hot dog.
Yes, but one thing, later on we're going to talk about the gender politics and all that, what the first movie had about the Amazonians, that they don't care about men and that they see them just as a means to reproduction, and that they are sad about how they dropped that in the second movie. The thing is, it's a terrible way of thinking, and that should be pointed out in the second movie. This is something really bad, and the thing is, they like that idea.
So Wonder Woman is basically, they think she should be a lesbian?
Yes.
Yes.
To be rather crude about it?
They want her to be lesbian. They want her to be together with Barbara forever and ever because they see themselves in Barbara. So they really like Barbara. So they want her to be the main character of the point of the focus so that she can be with Wonder Woman. So, I really like Barbara's style and she really reminds me of me. So I want her to be with, the main story part.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Like Giacomo said, looks like sausage back on the menu, girl.
Cool, man. Who's
Oh
Barbara
man.
again? I'm sorry. Who's Barbara again?
Oh,
By the way,
Cheetah. She's the cheetah. Like she's the antagonist of the movie. That one of the antagonists of the movie. It's weird.
Oh.
She's yeah. They wanted her to not be a bad guy since like they don't like the Edward Nygma trope. Yeah. Let's get.
But yeah, the SJW clan here really likes her and wants to be her, so that's why they need to force her to be with the main protagonist, right? The person that
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. It's really gross. Let's put it that way. It's like,
I don't know if it's gross. It's just like
it's sad, is what it
really-
is. I'm
it's
just gonna say it that way.
unsettling.
Yeah,
I don't
Kinda
think it's
sad.
I don't think it's unsettling. I think they just like are in placing their own. I think it's just biased.
I think it is their weird fantasy knowledge that they really like to do in the shadows and that stuff.
I think it's a turn on.
Yeah.
Don't miss
Yeah, they
her.
want her to be pansexual. Like they think that would be a great
Oh, he
idea.
actually mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be a riot.
You know, you want to have a pen? Nah. I rather want to go for, something more metally like, so big giant fry pan, yeah.
Now
They
this is
even,
really getting hot.
Yeah, they even
Wow.
like make the pan joke. The fact that like kind of like the original pansexual. She may have even got jiggy with Pan, but let's keep going.
No.
All right.
Okay.
I press it.
At least she has a really good lady friend that she can rely on and that she can, bounce ideas off of and can help her get through this process. She has a really, really good friend or whatever. You can take that in a number of different directions. I'm sure a lot of people wanted to see it go in a direction where either Barbara kind of has a crush on her, maybe they explore a bit of a relationship between the two of them. Why
Everybody
not?
wants to be gay, apparently.
We can't because this film, for some reason, insists on being so. Victoria, I don't want to steal any thunder from you, but insists on being very cis heteronormative in like every single frame, every single shot.
Yes, so they really hate this movie because she is not a lesbian. Right there. Boom. I said it before. They really don't like this movie because of this.
Kind of shit. It's really weird.
Which is a terrible opinion. It's not a good reason why you don't like this movie. Well, it's a good reason for them, but it's not a good reason.
Okay, so I really hate this movie.
It's not. It's so weird that like these people like TLJ, and Wonder Woman movie this Wonder Woman movie has a lot of similar problems and appeals as TLJ. But they hate this movie and love TLJ. It's really weird, the barometer of quality.
Yep. Make up your mind.
What even is this? Like, I don't even think I should spend any more brain cells on this point. Let's continue.
I told you that this is terrible.
Yeah, this honestly, like,
I was gonna say, I have like a.
Yeah.
Oh, just so for reference, the one who's about to be speaking is a trans woman who's in a relationship with a woman.
I knew it. I knew one of them was trans.
What?
Yeah,
I don't
he
think we're represented enough, so we had to have all like main characters gay for some reason.
Yeah, so but basically, like he's been on the show. Like his dead name, quote unquote, is Lauren Grieve, and then he changed it to Victoria Luna B. Grieve. Like he was originally like he's been a friend of the show for a while, and then he like made the transition to becoming a lady. So it's just like I can and like there's just some weird. She says the worst stuff in the podcast. I think like I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be painful.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep going.
This is where the fun begins, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is where all is gonna be starting and wrapping into a big giant oblivion.
Whole pitch.
Mhm.
I would have written this with Barbara as being like so when you first meet Barbara, she's very queer coded, and the whole time I'm like, you actually have chemistry. Like, Diana, you are detached. Barbara is not detached, but a little envious of you, and that envy could be the kind of friction between them, and we could have seen a relationship develop. And then, whenever they find the stone, the negative quality of Diana's wish, whatever it would have been, could have been Steve coming back, and that would have been the negative side of it, drumming up the problems and hurting the relationship. It would have been so much more interesting.
It would have been an actual story, and that again.
Yes, it would have been an
Actual story. Actual story.
No,
anything else wouldn't have made it a better story, but
then it is not a superhero story.
No, that's a story right there.
That's not a superhero story. A superhero story is supposed to be super.
Well, that's your opinion. Real superhero stories are like when they're really having real intense gay sex or something. That's a real.
Why can we just admit that queer coded just means you see people as straight? Yes, yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Just like
Indeed.
I'm just going to say this outright. If we listened to any of these people and took them seriously, we would never have another story worth telling. We wouldn't. I don't think there would be a single story worth telling if we were to listen to people like this.
Or there would never be another generation of humanity.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah, you have a good point.
Because no one would ever, because they were all...
Because everybody would just be...
I have no idea what kind of movie they saw in Niña, but this is apparently that movie. This is apparently a movie. They want to have these sex dolls,
Yeah, it's I want to ask that question too, where it's just like queer coded, like as it's just like, you think that the what is it? The fire guys, those like furry red dancing things. They say that those are coded black or Jamaican black for some reason.
What? Say it again.
So, who here has seen Labyrinth besides me?
What the hell is that?
No.
I have not seen it. I have heard of it.
Oh, you're talking about the one with David Bowie?
Yep, the one with David Bowie, yeah. You know that kind of moment where there's like a bunch of like red, like mutant big bird looking creatures?
I haven't seen the movie, but I'm following you.
Yeah.
It reminds me of how people saw Jar Jar Binks as being a black guy and that his ears are supposed to be dreadlocks or something like that.
Because he talks in a weird pigeon. He does talk in a weird kind of pigeon.
Yeah, but that's kind of the extent of it. He's not. He's just kind of a klutz.
He's a comic relief character. That's all he's supposed to be.
Yeah, there's no depth.
Shut up! You're breaking the narrative.
Yeah.
There's no depth to Jar Jar at all. Like.
Yeah. So with Georgia, I guess I can see what they're talking about with Jar Jar.
And kind of the fact that Neimoidians, like the way they talk is very, very similar to how like a lot of like Asian stereotypes talk in various movies, specifically Fu Manchu style movies. I don't get conniption fits over it. I'm just like, fine. Yeah. I would love to respond to Critical Drinker's review of the movie with you, Holy and Jato. That might be interesting. Just to kind of see like if there's any like arguments, since I didn't really have that many arguments to get for the movie. I just kind of say, well, I enjoyed it. I don't know how like of quality it is. I think it was fine, but it's not like that bad. And honestly, listening to these people makes me think that could have been worse. It could have been way worse. It could have been worse.
Well, there are no consequences to anything there.
I imagine now the story in their eyes, and yeah, if I watch now the movie, I would be more satisfying to see the movie as it is and be like, oh, that's actually not that bad in comparison to what because I'm like a picture thinker, so a person that always thinks in pictures. And yeah, when people speak to me, I always imagine what they're speaking, and that really doesn't help with this kind of podcast. It's
that's how
creepy.
Yeah, that's me too. Let's keep going. Let's
press the button.
Yeah, let's how about we conclude it around 2:30ish? Would that be okay? We'll
Sure.
About it is you see.
Just say when I need to stop. Then
Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
The foundation of a really compelling, different, and I would say pretty brave storytelling coming out of this. Like, this could have really been something, and yet this is what we got.
Wonder Woman as a concept, the original Wonder Woman was created by like a 3-person non-monogamous couple that was super into bondage.
Yeah,
like
where Diana is a thinly veiled like BDS dom. So
in the first movie, Diana even mentions about how they don't need men in the mascara because like they're beyond these concepts of like monogamy and masculinity and heterosexuality and things, and like. How can you embrace that?
What a concept. If only they had actually done something with that.
Yeah.
We got to put a pin in there.
Yes,
exactly. No.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, aren't they like a bunch of warrior peoples? I mean, isn't there masculinity there?
No, there's just women there.
Oh, okay, that's right. Only men.
Those are Amazonians. The Amazonians didn't have any men.
Yeah, and they think that they're using BDSM and all that stuff. Oh God.
These fucking people, man.
These people are way creepy.
Yeah. It's just like, it's not even that I don't think it's weird. They're like, usually like we're just kind of tearing apart the bad defenses for movies. But this one is just like, what is wrong with you people?
They're degenerates. That's the problem.
Yes.
Burn them with fire. Also, thank you for counting all the red flags. Thank you so much.
Honestly, I couldn't even care enough to count.
Yeah. What number 8? Yeah.
So, as I said before, that thing with the gender politics, that they now just said it, and there is you should be using that in the second movie, yes, but not in the way they think it should be used. Yeah. They think it should be promoted, but I think, and that's what should be happening with that idea of the Amazonians, is that it should die, that they realize that men are not useless.
They're all immortal. Thing is, they're all immortal, so it's hard.
Immortal people is, a thing. Anyway, let's continue with this madness because holy shit, there's gonna be a new song coming up soon. So
I don't want to die again.
But Victoria, you're absolutely right. Any of the gender politics that came up in the first Wonder Woman movie are completely gone.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. That's actually a great progression right there. That's some stunning and brave movement right there.
Mm-hmm. We have to have a politism, or it's
also bad. Because they don't like that to happen. This is also why they don't like this movie. So we again a very terrible constructive criticism right there. You should not criticize a movie of how with politics and all that stuff. No, just don't. Alright. Let's continue.
For this film, and it is so baffling when you consider that a lot of the same people that were behind the filmmaking of Wonder Woman from 2017 are on this project as well.
It's almost like the writer of The Expendables didn't pay attention to what happened in the first movie.
very little gender politics is really happening in Wonder Woman, as far as I can remember.
I think that's their issue. They're like really obsessed with this shit.
But I think
they are addicted to it.
I think the only time it really came up was when Wonder Woman and Steve were on the boat on their way out, and he's curious as to how the society works.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, it's sort of gender politics. It started with the whole concept in the very beginning in the comic books, right? Yeah, it's kind of hard to get away from it altogether.
I don't want those politics in my fucking movies.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a civil rights, like a women's rights movement movie, and it's like historically based and well researched. Yeah.
No, we have to shoehorn modern politisms that really divisive and shit.
Serious question. This relates. Did you ever play Assassin's Creed Syndicate?
Nope.
No.
Okay, because there's a part in the game where at the ass end of the game where you go where World War I happens, and all of a sudden you're playing as this female assassin during a siege on London during World War I, and the girl assassin asks, Churchill, she said, "I want votes for women," and he's thinking, "We'll talk about it later." He says, "I'll consider it." I'm thinking, I'm sorry, a fucking siege is going on outside. Is this really the fucking time?
Of course.
That happened? Seriously?
That seriously happened in the game.
Wow.
Well, one gets bored during a siege.
One gets bored during a Zeppelin bombing.
What an asshole. Piece of shit.
Oh, it pissed me off. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, you gotta pick your battles here. Is now really the time to have about this discussion?
It's like, you're having this artillery barrage at your fucking doorstep and saying like, "Hey, actually, we want to protest now." What? We're in the middle of a war.
Yeah, I honestly share that opinion. I think I like the politics themselves. The politics themselves could be interesting, but it's just that the people doing it are idiots. Like, political themes, but don't act like this. That's what makes the story better. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Don't turn it into a tract.
Yeah, it's very, very frustrating when that happens.
So
right.
Continue.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Who just posted. Yeah, who cares about water and rations? What an asshole.
Yeah.
Obviously, you just want to be thinking about hope during a siege. You can feed on hope.
No! Oh, no! Oh, no!
No, rebellions are built on hope.
Bloody hell. That is partially true, but still, it's such a stupid line in that movie, in the context of that movie.
Time and a place, like I just said.
So completely tone deaf. Like, she says that right as they blow up the rebel base. I'm like,
yes.
No, this is retarded. Like, how fucking tone deaf can you be to write that in and have that same visual at the same time? It's like you're just taking the piss out of the fucking fan base of that movie.
We're not even 30 minutes in.
Well, hello, Zofrax.
Hello, Zofrax.
Hello.
Greetings.
It really makes me think that Ryan was just a troll all along. Like, he never really.
I agree.
He's not smart enough. But let's keep going.
Yeah. Are you sure about this?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
We are. And we are stronger than this podcast. We'll at least get to how far in are we?
30 minutes,
we're
not
only
even.
23 minutes in.
Oh, okay. So we're making okay time. It's like we're like an hour and a half in.
Yeah, I mean, compared to EFPEP, we're probably making fucking wondrous time.
Yeah. Let's go for we will. Let's see if we can get to about an hour. Let's see if we can get to about an hour.
And then pick it up another time.
Yeah, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Let's see if we
Ah,
can get to an hour on the podcast. Let's keep going.
Sure.
Number 4, quantum leaping into some guy and the ethics thereof. Okay, we got to explain this to the people listening who haven't seen it, especially the British. I'll just be very quick. She gets her hands on a magic wishing rock, and she wishes that Steve Trevor was there. I don't think he wishes that out loud, but then he turns up at a party, and she can't see that it's him to begin with. He's just some guy, and then eventually the camera turns around. It's a really nice, touching shot, and it's actually Steve Trevor, and he is now inhabiting the body of some guy in the 80s. I got to be really quick about this because everyone else has already talked about it. It is really fucking creepy, and there is no reason because look, it's a magic rock. Like those cows came out of nowhere later. There's fucking cows everywhere.
Yeah.
Those like
and you're right, it has been said before, but why not just have Steve show up again?
And
Just
him
himself.
basically being made of like stardust. And like so when he goes back to that, he just evaporates.
Well, for
like
fuck's sake, at this point, he's made of wishes.
Yes.
Why not?
But no, they're like, no, that doesn't make
What
any
the
sense.
personify look like?
The way that
What?
He's like, he's made out of wishes. I'm like, what the hell does that even look like?
I don't know. Like, basically, like he's an ethereal person.
He's a ghost.
But how does this affect? I mean, can you just wish for random people? What if Steve's having a good time in the afterlife? And
Yeah,
Well, technically, he says that he does. They actually have a weird criticism about that.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of a problem, like free will and all that, right?
Well, no, like it's bad. Let's keep going. Let's get to that part since it's really, really really, that's what you got out of that moment. Are you kidding me? Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Street Fighter movie did, and make a real world reason how he can be here.
It doesn't matter. It's all magic and sorcery and all this other mysticism going on. You may as well just have him made out of wishes and stardust. Like
So
you said.
Steve is surfing around in this guy's body. They go back to clearly his place, though it's never said out loud. This guy's
They do say
pad.
it at one
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
and
they do.
they fuck, and then they wake up the next morning. He's cramming down Pop-Tarts. They are the most deliciousest thing ever. And outfits. Later on, getting him into lots of life and death situations.
What, not just life and death situations. We're talking international incidents. This man is now a terrorist.
Yeah.
In Western countries.
Yeah, the cameras that video him aren't videoing Steve Trevor. They're videoing this some guy who's going to wake up and find his own face on the news. Like, I was never in the White House.
The second this guy gets back in the States, he is going to be scooped up by the FBI, the CIA, like every single government official that is in that airport is picking him up straight away and saying, buddy, you are coming to a locker room with us right now.
Interpol.
That's not a very good heroic thing to do.
Oh, the stupidest thing about this is she acknowledges that she just fucked someone else after the sex scene, and she doesn't care at all that the body isn't Steve's.
Which breaks her personality, if I may say so myself.
And you know what the worst part about it is? He doesn't. I don't think he even got to have the experience.
Oh yeah, he didn't got laid. He didn't know. He didn't know about it.
We don't know anything about him.
You don't even know if he knows that he was that he knew anything that happened.
Oh, for sure. For sure, he doesn't know. He actually just for sure doesn't know. She actually talks with him at the end.
Seriously?
Yep, she talks to him at the end. He doesn't remember her at all.
Oh my god, that would suck.
That's terrible.
This is the greatest offense.
The stupidest thing is she technically.
So technically, this is just a modern sex doll. All right, fine.
Kind of, yeah.
This is like cyberpunk all over again.
It's not even a real person. He's just there.
The thing is, she basically raped that man, and they didn't talk about that at all in the movie.
Well, technically, it's not rape if he doesn't remember it. Oh, well, actually.
But he will. Oh, terrible.
It's so evil. It's so fun. Excuse me. Why are you doing this? You could have done it way better. You just have sent this man in a real body of himself. Jeez.
No,
I don't understand why they went with this sort of thing anyways. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Committee or something?
Sorry. I thought it was funny, but
I find it also a bit funny because you have to think that those guys who made the movie didn't think of that. That they didn't think that this could be seen as rape.
I hope I can.
That's the best case scenario for the guys who made this movie, because the worst case scenario is that they knew this could be seen as rape and they just thought, doesn't matter, no one will notice.
I honestly, based on this, I don't think that Patty Jenkins is a very intelligent writer based on the clues that we're getting from this movie, because like they're saying like it's David. It's weird that they're kind of shunting the blame to David Callahan and Jeff Johns, because and kind of away from away from Patty Jenkins. That's really, really weird because Patty Jenkins is still a writer. You're assuming that she's a quality writer.
But we don't.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know that.
Quick question: Is this
questioning writers ever since Game of Thrones?
Quick question: Is this R-rated?
No, this is not R-rated. This is PG-13.
Then why the fuck does it have rape in it?
I don't think they thought that deeply about it.
No, they didn't.
Oh, 13
Apparently the rating
children
board
are just gonna watch this and have this sex scene. Oh, no big deal. Oh, it's also rape. No worries about that.
There isn't any sex, like on-screen sex. They just kind of wake up in bed together.
They were tired. They went to bed. I don't see what the issue is here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just randomly in the same bed, though. Just sort of, hey, because that happens sometimes.
Randomly naked in the same bed.
She's wearing like a night shift. She's wearing like a night shift.
If I had a child, I would have not let my child watch this.
Me too.
This
never watched that.
This is even worse than the first movie, but on that aspect, of course.
Yeah, this is
not
almost
not in whole, but on this.
Both are terrible. I think both are equally terrible and mediocre. And
but they could have been worse.
Good. They could have been worse, but also because I'm a person who sees potential, and I see Wonder Woman could have a lot of potential, and it's just sad how everything didn't work out. Like, those movies could have been great.
It sounds almost
honestly,
worse than...
And honestly, the weirdest thing is, he's, like, they just kind of superimpose Steve onto where this guy... Like, this guy's just walking around, like, looking like he does. But Diana has mentally superimposed Steve onto him.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what does the guy think of all this?
He has no thing.
Doesn't know anything. He has no memory of it. Might as well not have happened for him. He just kind of wakes up and it's just there.
Oh.
He just kind of waked up in a cell, by the FBI, getting like questions like, "What do the numbers mean, Mason?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Well,
yeah. Is this better or worse than the rape in Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones rape is really crass and disgusting, but this is kind of just a more like, you didn't think about the implications, did you?
Yeah, that might almost be worse. Although I think that otherwise maybe the D chaps didn't think much about implications either.
No, they
These faces, these performances, that's all they care
Yeah,
about.
I think
They
there
kind
is some. I think there's an element of the fact that they want a little bit of edginess to appeal to the 16 or 17-year-olds who should not be watching the show but are in the audience because that's their mental acuity.
And because they shouldn't be watching it.
I see it already. Like these children just watching it and they're asking like, "Daddy, what? Why is this man raping this person?" And Daddy's like, "Oh God, why did I brought my child here?"
Why is that guy standing behind that woman and moving weird?
No. Daddy, why is that woman standing behind that guy and moving weird?
Yeah.
As far as I know, that doesn't ever happen that doesn't happen in a Game of Thrones ever.
I'm kind of surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen the show, but I am kind of surprised.
I am very, very, very good that in Game of Thrones, at least it's R-rated. I think.
Yeah.
They probably just didn't think of it.
The weirdest thing is the R-rated elements kind of go away as the seasons roll on, other than the violence.
Definitely.
Well, that's because they hire children, and children get bored of writing adult stuff.
But they kind of forgot, you know.
Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get off the D&D hate. We'll get back to that in a couple weeks.
All right, we're now 30 minutes in. We can do this, people. Only 2 songs to go.
Most wanted poster is like, what the hell did I drink at that party?
You are charged with having a fist fight in the Roosevelt room. There's like a 6-foot portrait of him on the wall. Anyway, we could go on and on and on, but it's been said already elsewhere. This part of the movie makes no sense, and like it's so weirdly cut around. And it feels like there was more there to it. And this was going to be a point where it's like later on Diana realized this is ethically questionable at best.
Yeah, no shit.
You don't say.
The movie kind of waves a magic wand and she says goodbye and runs away from him. And then she meets the guy again later. And again, as I think Steven Sadak said on We Hate Movies, the last thing she does in this film is make a dude happy.
And they frame it to look like it's the end of a fucking like a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is really strange.
If you believe in the power of wishes, we'll get to that. But that was number 5. This movie is so absolutely chock full of Wonder Woman being all about guys, and it made me realize, and I think I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here. I could compare this to Captain Marvel, but every other fucker does that, and it's just like we shouldn't necessarily make women fight. To
pause.
A woman in the spotlight.
Okay, let's clear something up, right?
Captain Marvel is the blank.
I don't care. That's all wrong. Sorry, go on.
Well, I'm just saying, like, both Captain Marvel and Black Panther are both bad movies.
Captain Marvel was the one. I would rather watch Thor: Dark World than Captain Marvel.
I'd rather watch Black Panther than Captain Marvel, honestly.
Why couldn't they have come up with given her own name? Why did they have to take a name from someone else, a character that already existed?
A black woman too.
Oh,
what's wrong with a woman fighting another woman? I don't know. Maybe it's the stereotype of women fighting over things, I guess, that they don't like. I don't know.
No. They dislike that because they want those two together.
Yeah, they want Barbara, and they want the only thing why they disagree with this, why they make these ridiculous statements, is because they want Barbara and Wonder Woman together. Because we're still not done with that subject, you know. We kind of backsided it, and we really don't give a shit about it, but they really want it. Yeah, they need it.
Yeah, the weirdest thing is she doesn't make him. She makes him happy because he kind of dresses like. He kind of dresses a little bit like kind of just a just fashion model type dude with kind of an ascot around his neck and a long coat. And she just says, hey, I like that style. Looks good. And he's like, thank you. And my friends kind of tease me about it, but it works for me, so she's like, yeah, it does. and like he just walks away, and never the twain shall meet again. That's what happened. That's like
That's
the
not
extent
that
to
bad.
which she. Yeah, that's the extent to which she's just being a nice person, and yeah, that's the last thing she does. But it's just, what else do you want? Well,
that happens. That definitely
yeah.
happens. Oof.
I wasn't expecting it, but maybe that flavored my expectation. But it's just not. Yeah, it is not. A little. You know what? Kind of. Yeah, he looks like. Yeah, well, maybe it's just like, not an ascot, but it's a long, like yellow and white scarf. It's
Ooh. So he does look like Fred then.
Well,
He did have
he's brunette. Well, he's brunette, which kind of skews the image a little bit. But I have women fighting women frequently in my book in
That's
Queen of
just
the Ashes. Well, no, it's because they're well, I think like I might even get some diversity points because they're badass women of color. So.
Oh my God! Well done.
You either get
What?
Well, how dare you be woke?
Well, basically, well, I think that I honestly don't know if it'll piss off woke people, because basically what I did was, y'all are familiar with like the Indian re-education programs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So in the fantasy world of the Dark Queen series, orcs can be turned into humans by a special magic scarification process. And so, the Earth is kind of split between two big kingdoms of orcs and humans. And some dragons in human form live among the orcs, because both orcs and dragons share the same skin tone, which is black, due to the fact that most of their kind was wiped out. So there's only one genotype left. So basically, all the orcs, when they're turned into humans, are black with scarification on their faces and bodies. So, and the whole point of the story is the fact that it's kind of examining like actual bad things personally happening to people like that, because and like humans trying to re-educate dragon, like kidnapping dragon and orc children.
Oh my God, this is offensive. How dare you? Monster.
Yeah.
You.
I know. I know. I honestly don't know whether or not people. I honestly don't know whether or not the woke crowd honestly doesn't read my books. Probably. I don't even know.
They work. You're kidnapping dragon children. What a monster.
Yeah.
You know how I got this scar, and then it's just a cat who did it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like sometimes people don't like. Yeah. Basically like it's much like it's too like kind of imagine like it's mostly because I used African American actors and actresses as models for the orcs and dragons originally. So I just decided I might as well like kind of lean into this. This might be interesting to examine, because the orcs used to be slaves until like a dragon and another one of the orcs freed them. So I dodged the criticisms of the white savior trope by accident.
Reminds me of Heroes of Might and Magic. They had recently the orc faction that was enslaved by mages, which of course are all white.
Yeah. And honestly, like the three best fighters in the book are actually orc with turned orc women that the models I used were Zendaya for the young version of one of the characters, Zazie Beetz for another, and Zoe Saldana for another, and I think the lady who played Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Hannah John Kamen. I think that was the other model that I used, as well as I think not Leslie Ann Brandt, who was someone else. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. I'll have to look at my Pinterest board. Anyway, let's keep going. I've maundered on about my upcoming book long enough.
Woohoo!
At all.
Looks pointedly end sequence.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
And that's it. That seems to be something that.
Oh dear! So they
compare this to Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just realized something. They just said like the like looks at the end sequence and like we don't want to be pitting two women against each other. So essentially, so they're saying the like Linda Carter being in it makes men compare Gal Gadot to Linda Carter.
Huh?
I don't know why. That it was so oblique. It just stood out to me as just weird. Let's keep going, shall we?
Panther, unfavorably. Black Panther means so much to so many.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Black Panther's not a good movie.
Well,
No.
Remember that movie?
Don't forget the rhino milk, people. Never forget the rhino milk.
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Rhino Milk is such a meme now because of EFAP.
That's why it means so much to people, man. It's a meme.
Yeah.
You know, it's the meme. You know, just do the thing. The meme, you know, just do it.
Yeah. Black Panther. I want to actually like do a commentary / review like roundtable discussion about Black Panther because Black Panther has a lot of world building and structure problems.
Oh yes, indeed it has.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't get into. I won't get into it now, but the major things are Vibranium's commonality, Killmonger's character, the idiocy of T'Chaka and Forrest Whitaker's character. I can't even remember his name.
Claw?
Oh, no. Forrest Whitaker, not Andy Serkis. I know.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Zuri. His name's Zuri. I think Letitia Wright as what's her face? T'Challa's little sister's fine. I think she's pretty good in the movie. I like Angela Bassett. I like Denai Guerrera. I like Chadwick Boseman. I'm sorry that he wasn't given a more like dynamic and interesting character who actually has a consistent arc over the course of the movie rather than becoming kind of not really sort of isolationist into becoming open borders and then going to America, even though technically the American blacks don't need it as much as the African blacks do.
It's like these movies. It's like everything only exists in the United States. It's like they're the only country anybody ever pays attention to in Hollywood movies.
Yes, that's a thing I really hate about Hollywood movies. Well, because it's made in America, so it's easier to make the movies about America because it's less costly to do so, and also because America views themselves as being great and awesome.
But the U.S. is the only country.
Well, the worst part is they had a moment in Africa where there are teenage soldiers and sex trafficking.
United States, that's the most important.
When I visited Europe, I was having a hallucination when I thought I was traveling to Europe.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually exist. Africa doubly doesn't exist.
Africa? What is that?
Yeah. What are continents anyway, really?
Yeah, I think a lot of legit. He was such a good character. Yeah, he was such a good character in Civil War. He's like Like he's just like straight up front, badass prince out for revenge.
He was a character. That was the thing.
Yes.
And, like, I think I will say I will never say anything bad about Ryan Coogler though. Like as a person, even like he wrote and directed the film.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty smart. Like he is trying to infuse Black Panther with some visual subtext, but some of it's a little bit weird. Like the fact that like it's black, red, and green that Nikita and Denai Guerrera and Chadwick Boseman are wearing during the casino scene. It's supposed to represent the Pan-African flag.
Okay.
Who would honestly catch that though, outside of African?
Yeah. There's also like little bits of like when Nikita hits a guy with a shoe, it's supposed to be like weaponized femininity or something.
What? Nobody would even notice that unless you would have. If you didn't say that, I wouldn't have known that.
Also, like the fact that both Claw and Killmonger both wear blue. It's the fact that they're both colonizer mentality because blue is the color of colonization.
I don't like the color blue anymore.
When?
Blue
I don't
is
know.
the color of colonization. Really?
The only color I remember is orange. So you know.
From Black Panther?
No, the color for colonization, orange.
It's meant to be gold, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he does wear gold because gold's the color of superficiality.
Yes.
And also because they think it's an analogy for Trump, which they bring up in their Godzilla King of the Monsters review.
Anyway,
Yeah, let's keep going.
That means that much to women for the same reason, and that should be endemic to the plot. That should be endemic to the themes. It should be
My brain is breaking now.
film's stance on women through Wonder Woman, the film series. The way that Black Panther actually does, unusually for a Marvel film, unusually for a Disney film, lay down some challenging and uncomfortable aspects of colonialism and how black people are treated the world over. We still think Killmonger
it kind of doesn't actually. Like, okay, so Killmonger makes a lot of broad statements about how people of color are treated. That is true. But really, we don't know much about his life. For all we know, he's had an okay life because he's a former American Black Ops operative who racked up kills like it was a video game.
Fucking based.
Oh my god! Didn't he kill like his girlfriend for no reason in that movie?
Yeah, he did.
Well, they're not shying away from the domestic violence issue.
Why did he do that? Wait a minute.
Because he was being held hostage. And he wanted to take away the leverage, so he just shot her in the head.
It reminds me back of Framing Monsters. It just Black Slayer now in movie.
Yeah, it just kind of brings it up, and then it brings it up. It honestly, like, I would love to have like an SJW read some of my books where I actually like have an imperialist character as the protagonist, and she doesn't get punished. She actually wins and becomes queen at the end.
Well, that will be a funny reaction to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna get your ass canceled. I hope you know this.
Mm-hmm.
If they ever find out about you.
I really want some outrage sales. That's how Mark Lawrence got Prince of Thorns to be so successful. Was half of it was outrage sales.
I'm gonna have to scrap my novel. My novel, it's got a All the characters are people of color. The protagonist is female. She's kind of an SJW. She hates slavery, and she's almost they're kind of living in a colony. So I'm afraid I'm woke. I'm gonna have to change it. And make some kind of, I'm gonna have to make it obnoxious, racist.
And the best
guy,
part
the
is,
hero.
and the best part is she beats Wakanda and medieval India.
Ooh.
Yeah. So let's continue. Otherwise, we'll get to the 1 hour mark.
Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
And now that film is even more tragic. But here's the thing. Wonder Woman is about dudes, and then the second Wonder Woman is also about dudes.
Did you hear that, right? They don't like dudes.
Talk about
That's why the movie's bad.
We should talk about that now before we continue, because that's ridiculous how much they hate men.
Dudes.
Which is weird because one of them is a dude.
Yes.
And one of them was a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them used to be a guy, but then, like, transitioned. And, like, good for you. If you want to do that, fine. I don't care.
I don't care.
I honestly, like, don't. I don't care that much either. I'm just like,
and then we split.
and we shall go our separate ways and never shall the twain meet again. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, so they're really focusing right now on the part of my dudes.
Have some plot structure analysis, please.
No, it's all about Barbara.
Whole podcast is just
Barbara.
really about them talking about why there's not enough gay people or something.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna be talking about. They're gonna be talking about how
Oh, do you want-
unfair it is that there are only dudes. This represents Trump
It's just
in
it's
certain
really, we're
ways.
just gonna be running in circles this whole fucking time.
Oh, they are going to have a rant about that Trump-like character.
Yep,
Is Barbara
and that's about close now.
Barbara's played by Kristen Wiig, who's actually pretty cute. And at least I think that Kristen Wiig is pretty cute.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Sorry, I had to look her up.
Oh jeez, Nyla's.
Can't have man in your female lead films. Yep.
Yeah, well, I do have, like, I kind of have a, if you want, like, same-sex relationship in a medium, you can pick up Blood of the Dragon, Perion Chronicles, and Tempest of Shadow.
Filled with Game of Thrones references, isn't it?
Depends on the series. There's Game of Thrones references a lot in Dragonlord Annals. There's a lot of Wheel of Time references in Tempest of Shadow. There's my most original series is the Perion Chronicles, and Prince of Winter has some Game of Thrones references, yes. But only in kind of the terms of, like, dire wolves are prehistoric animals, and, like, I like the idea of dire wolves being used as war dogs, like, en masse. There's, like, 100 dire wolves with an army used to disintegrate cavalry units. I just like that idea.
Flame boat? Mm-hmm.
Well, let's keep going. Let's see if we can get to the hour mark. Let's get
for a bit, and then she's a cat, and then she's not.
So
Yes.
in defense of the first Wonder Woman movie, so though I don't think it sticks the landing very well, and you're right, there's a ton of dudes in that first Wonder Woman, but I will say this about it. As much as I like Captain Marvel, as much as I like some of these other Marvel properties, there is
I know the feeling
in Wonder Woman where I could not even believe that it made me actually feel something. I got choked up. I was fighting back tears during that one scene. It was very, very emotionally effective, and not even Captain Marvel got me to that point. You know what I mean?
but I'm not pitting this up against Captain Marvel. I'm pitting this against Black Panther, which made me cry over and over again.
Yeah,
What a
I mean,
bitch.
that's totally fair.
Not
But I
black at
totally
all.
understand why it would. But, for me,
Yeah.
that scene in Wonder Woman genuinely
pause.
in a way that
Pause.
Oh yes, this is stupid.
Black Panther before.
Yeah, and you know what left your hands.
Maybe I should stream it on my channel, my Discord, or something.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I'd love to do a commentary on it.
I would love to have a commentary on Wonder Woman Part 1 because there's a lot to talk about and I would tear that thing apart.
All you have to do is just get a group of people together and
I would
Yeah.
love to do Black Panther. I've never seen it.
You actually don't have to see Civil War to understand Black Panther.
Oh, I
really.
saw Civil War. I never saw
really?
Black
Okay.
Panther though.
Really interesting, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of weird politicization. There's a ton of weird articles.
They felt
Mhm.
emotional for Wonder Woman in a part where,
She goes over the no man's land
Yeah,
in
when
the
she
trench
walks
systems.
and that part of the movie is not emotional at all. It's just, I'm gonna shoot with my MG on your shield. And then, the shield goes off, the shield goes away, and then I'm gonna block it with my... Yes.
It's like I don't even know the stakes. Like she's like superhuman. She can throw trucks and shit. Like
She
The
can
thing-
fly.
if
She can fly, she's a goddess.
Well,
Like,
she
if
can
she
fly.
flies,
She
she's
definitely
not
does
flying.
fly
She
in this
uses
movie.
bullets.
Yeah, she flies in this movie using.
She also flies in the end of the first movie.
Yes.
You
When
mean she
tries to
actually
beat the
physically
bad guy.
flies?
Yeah,
She has.
flies.
She is Sonic. She
Because in
is
my day,
Zeus. She
she
is
had an invisible
Superman.
air, she had an invisible aeroplane in the comics.
Yeah, I don't know when did you cry in Black Panther? There aren't that many cry moments in that movie. And apparently he's saying like it made him cry over and over again.
Well, if the
because
chap
of the
cried, he
runaway.
cried. I can't really argue with the chap if he cried.
Yeah,
like that.
I can't either. I just want to know where. Like even in his Black Panther podcast, which is really bad, by the way. It's really bad.
Here's where I cried. I spent $11.99 on this.
Yeah.
Oh God!
You poor sub.
I cried because I downloaded this madness. And I said,
Well, you can delete it later on.
Yeah, let's keep going.
This
Let's
must be
finish the.
necessary.
Let's keep going. Let's get to some more. Let's
I need it for the second part. So yes, I
That's
cannot
a
delete
lot
it.
of these other superhero movies, no matter what they are. Some of the Marvel movies have gotten me there, but not all of them. Wonder Woman did.
And you're talking about the No Man's Land scene, right?
Yes.
Where I could have made some joke and just picked whatever random scene, but
Thank you for not.
So you're talking about a specific scene where she decides to not do what everybody else is saying, to take a shorter path in order to improvise being a hero.
Wait, what?
Certainly doesn't have anything to say about that in the first 10 minutes, but
Right.
But the fact that in the first Wonder Woman movie, like, we are at war. The dudes that she's rolling with are heroes in the, like, people who did good things in war are heroes. But she is a capital H hero in that movie. And in this one, like, she's always correct. Like, her morals, her ethics are very correct in the first movie. And in this one, there is literally a scene where Diana says, well, we have, like, the only way to fix this is to renounce our wishes. And Barbara's like, fuck that. And Diana also says, fuck that. And it's Steve who is like, are you crazy? Absolutely not. We need to, like, you need to do what's right. Steve is the moral hero of this movie the entire way through.
Yeah,
it's
he
so
really
weird.
is. It is. They almost do a complete 180
Oh, great. Here we go
from
again.
the
Next
morality and how they set that up in the first Wonder Woman movie, which again is really weird when you consider a lot of the same people were on both projects. I don't want to get into this too much, but I do. Just like, because Victoria, you just kind of reminded me of something else that I could add to my list of tropes of Snyder films. that kind of weirdly end up in this movie. And one of the big ones is that the hero and the villain share the same motivations and the same moral code.
Yeah.
That's a big
I would not agree with that point. I would
No.
not agree with that
No.
point.
It's totally wrong.
I'm trying to think of like an instance in one of the other Snyder movies and where the hero and villains share the same motivation, and even Man of Steel proves this wrong. Because Zod wants to remake Krypton, while Superman wants to keep Earth the way it is.
Yes.
As for Batman v
That movie
Superman,
was really dumb. Like, I know this is like a completely random, but why couldn't he just make Krypton on like Mars or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He had a motherfucking what's it called? I don't remember what the term is, but he had something that could reshape the planet, the atmosphere, and everything. Why not go to one of the dead worlds?
You know, because like trade with the humans and stuff, you know, like because they're like another sentient species you can use for help and other things. Like, why do you have to kill them? I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
I wanna talk about how they have cried over the No Man's Land scene, because I don't get it. What is so emotional about it? One of them was backed by a random villager from a village on the other side of the front. She has to help them because the village is being enslaved and they have no food and shelter, which is fucking bullshit because slavery, World War I, fuck off. But anyways, and secondly, another thing. This villager shouldn't be there in the trenches, but whatever. She goes over there and destroys the trench line, and they charge and take that trench piece. And I don't get what is so emotional about that.
Yeah, I
The
don't know
female
either.
empowerment of Wonder Woman, of course. It's so beautiful. Yeah. You get my point.
Yeah, they also like the fact that it's not very male gazy. Like there aren't like close-ups of like Gal Gadot's body. It's more framed like, not that she looks really sexy, but it's more like she looks magnificent. Which I'm just like, those aren't mutually exclusive. I honestly think that like Gal Gadot walking through the like the No Man's Land is actually pretty sexy. But
when you said
like,
male
it's
gaze,
very
it kind of
appealing.
triggered me. It kind of triggered me because that came up in the last Fire Cannot Kill a
Hey, Nick
Dragon.
Brown. Hey, Nick Brown. Yeah.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
Dying.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah, Nick
people
Brown and
playing-
Holy
talking about
Holy
the
Nick.
same shit over and over again. Ugh.
Yeah, tomorrow tomorrow me, Nick Brown, and Holy Ninjato. And Holy Ninjato has a different opinion on the movie. I'm sorry, Hypatia. I view you as a friend, but when you say Serbia, I always immediately think of the Serbian film. Because I'm a terrible person.
I had a friend from Serbia a long time ago.
Hello.
Has anybody here heard?
We lost somebody.
We lost.
I sometimes have disconnects in between, but
We lost Count Valerian.
Red.
Well, let's keep going, shall we?
All right, let's
He's
press
ran
the
budget,
button
man.
once more. We're now finally at 30 minutes. Woo! Oh my god.
2 more hours.
So it's actually kind of reversed.
The other one, but
It's actually kind of reversed. She loses her power because of a guy.
Yes.
She actually loses her power because of a guy. In the second movie, it's very Spider-Man 2.
And in the first movie, she gains more power when the person that she liked dies.
Yeah, in the first movie, she unlocks her god powers when he dies.
Well, technically, she was already a god because
Yes.
Ares was no match for her already. She was just a little bit struggling. So
Mhm.
it didn't feel like it was a bad fight because Eris throws his knives at her and she's like, I'm just gonna be casually blocking it, and then the other one just bounces back from the other knife.
Again, it's just the power level, like
Yeah,
the
let's
strength
keep going.
durability is just all
Yeah,
over the place.
their audience is actually surprisingly big.
Seriously?
Their
That's
audience is surprisingly big. Let me look at their like.
They're a bunch of fucking drones.
Yeah,
as
this
well.
project been going for 10 years.
A bunch of fucking mindless ingrates or some shit.
I have to say, I find this
They
website
used to
they're
be-
using.
I used to be part of that. I used to be part of it, but now I'm kind of like, you know what? I hate you. Okay, so they have 189 patrons, and they make $1,225 a month.
That's a ripoff.
Wow.
I'll say.
I feel like
Yeah, and on Twitter,
like 20 times.
It did, Nick. And also, why didn't she step up any fucking mine? It's Snowman's Land.
The quick question is, why is she not hurt at all? Why is she not, a little bit, I don't know, dense or, a little bit exhausted? No, she's just, I am Superman. I can just casually walk towards you and beat the living shit out of you.
Like I said, this person
So-
should have been like a
and
local
so they only
fucking
have.
legend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check what they are.
If you know how hard it was to cross No Man's Land.
You needed multiple charges.
Yep. You needed like a big giant
Yeah.
meat bag of meat to cross that.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least.
Yeah. So in terms of their followers, School of Movies on Twitter alone, School of Movies has 1,862 followers.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So they've got a relatively big following. Yeah, let's keep going.
I don't like the way-
We'll keep going.
Ugh.
I would not watch this in my free time if I
Yeah,
had
we'll
That's it.
You just reminded me of one of the other big ones.
we
that
haven't
showed
gotten
up
to the writ.
You haven't not
I
gotten
can't handle this anymore.
That
I'm
boss.
going.
Yeah.
That's it.
We haven't gotten to the worst bits, the ones where I'm just like, oh, shut up.
Oh yeah, those
Shut
are
up,
the
get back
bits
in the
to come.
movie.
I think we need to do that in another episode, definitely. Just,
Probably. I think let's finish
No. No, it
the
wouldn't.
landmine. I don't know. Probably not.
No,
Yeah, she's
because she's,
indestructible.
she's
Yes.
invincible. She cannot die.
The plot armor is too thick.
Yes.
She is too overpowered of a piece of shit. She's even more stronger than Rey.
Yes.
She is a Mary Sue to the max. Let's put it that way. Everybody
Oh my God,
misses
it's like Wonder Woman and Ray fought.
Yeah.
Like the world ends. Like
The world on which we were standing on would be.
Can I?
You want to
Can
know
I
how?
butt in
You
here
know
for a
want to
minute?
know how she beats the main bad guy? By reflecting Palpatine lightning. I'm
Yes.
not kidding.
Yes.
Yeah,
I had the unfortunateness of watching.
Yeah,
Saw.
I can. I am.
Too much about that.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, let's keep going.
flashbacks.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Oh
It's
no!
hard to keep
There's
going when
such
everything
a
they
huge
say is
step
stupid.
backwards with Wonder Woman 84.
Really, if anything, Alex, the sequel that does most closely remind me is that second Zombieland movie, like you said, because it makes the first one
Oh yeah. Mhm.
kind of worse in retrospect.
I do wonder how that could have happened when it was written by the same guy.
Ah no! No!
Let it go.
This episode ran long. In fact, it ran for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
However, I figured
know.
that much like the movie itself, it
I
needed to
have
be
watched
edited
the
down.
piece of shit.
Because luckily, all the footage trimmed will be in a Patreon exclusive cutting class episode.
Who the hell paid
One
for
that
it?
we can fast
15-minute
forward.
clip that got trimmed here was the intro.
I don't know when I'm doing it. Yeah.
It's pretty good at. The weird double thing is, if it had been made in 2011, it would have gone out up against Thor. If it had been made in 2014 instead of Thor: The Dark World, that film was going to be directed by Patty Jenkins. Now I feel like this is what Thor: The Dark World would have been like if human glass of water Alan Taylor hadn't been brought on instead.
Yeah, it's a commentary that this movie is terrible.
But this is like the Avengers didn't happen. The Captain America: The Winter Soldier didn't happen. I said, honestly, the tone changing wildly from film 1 to film 2 isn't too bad because Captain America: The First Avenger was more cartoonish, and then it got much more serious for Winter Soldier. It's like, and it's fine for it to work in reverse, but the tone has to be consistent, and this really bloody isn't. Number
Within
two.
it, the whole movie, it needs to be consistent.
Yeah. Number 2 point. Lyra, our daughter, was bored shitless by this film, which means that any kids didn't look. And that's a god.
Wait, you brought your daughter to this fucking movie where they introduce rape?
Oh,
And you wanted it to be a lesbian thing. You wanted her to come and see a lesbian Wonder Woman film.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Balerin.
Why?
Oh,
Thank you.
God, no.
So they watched. I think they. Yeah, we're getting close. Well, let's get at least as far as the talking about Maxwell Lord, and then we'll call it good up to that point.
All right.
Because his daughter's like 12 or 13-ish.
Oh God.
And he's already showed her like a lot of he showed her like stuff like what is it? Like she's seen Kill Bill. She's seen John Wick.
What? How can you introduce a child to such a thing already?
Well, she's like he fast forwards through some of the bad bits or the language or the sexual bits or violence. Though weirdly enough, he refuses to let her watch Watership Down. Though honestly, I would not show any person, child or adult, or even a dog, Watership Down, the movie.
Watership Down.
Well, I mean,
Watership Down, the movie, is a funny horror film.
A funny horror film, like scary movies, but then terrible made?
I think he said bunny horror film, as in rabbits.
Yep.
Oh, like
scary dark rabbits attacking each other.
Like the Holy Grail type of rabbits?
Well, not quite. I mean,
Done. Have you seen the new trailer for the next for the new Nicolas Cage movie?
No.
You should. It's freaking great.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
But let's continue because we need to get this to at least the 100, the 1 hour mark.
Or you can just do a 3-part stream.
Yes, I think we need a second part for this at least.
Damn
sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, for sure.
But she didn't. Number 3, it also reminded me of X-Men Apocalypse, which came out the same year as Batman v Superman, was set in the 80s for no reason. And did as much work. The same scene. Remember when I did my almost drunken movies with Mikey style Age of Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse episode? Where I was just like, right, I'm just going to play you the music they should have been using throughout this, like an angry 80s DJ. Here, you're just going to lay a little Annie Lennox on your ass. Both films have the same scene. All the missiles get launched, and they all go up in the air. And I went, even before, like as they were launching, I went, this is the same scene. They're all going up in the air, And I'm not the least bit worried that a country's going to get bombed because they'll just be magically wished away because we live in magic wishing world. And in X-Men Apocalypse, I'm launching all of these nukes and then just, I don't know, they're elsewhere. And we even like to punctuate that moment in the X-Men film, we got Stan Lee looking into the sky. So it's like, oh my God, a terrifying moment. Oh, it's Stan Lee. So, did you see him? There was Waldo. They're so remarkably similar, but X-Men Apocalypse is quicker. And I think
would rather watch
X-Men more because it was like you really did well with First Class. You did pretty okay, and people seem to really like it with Days of Future Past, even though it's fucking Bryan Singer. And this is a hunk of shit.
They don't like the fact that Bryan Singer is a bit of a predator.
Same problem in many cases as this film. As in, they're just like, oh, who cares? They go malls. Jubilee's in it.
What did you say?
Pause, please. They don't like the fact that Bryan Singer has been accused of being a predator. That's why they say effing Bryan Singer.
I thought you were talking about like the role itself.
No, like the Bryan Singer, the director. They think like they allow a lot of bias to color their opinions. Like they hate Joker mostly because Todd Phillips said the like woke people have ruined comedy in a lot of ways because you can't tell any jokes anymore. They went on an extended rant during their Joker review about that, and I was just like, okay,
you kind of
cool.
You're kind of like you're giving them. This is incredibly like really you're gonna do. You're self-defeating yourself there, buddies.
I think this is already going to a train wreck. It has no stopping.
Brain, I can't function anymore.
Oh, welcome. Did you not saw?
Welcome in the club.
Did you not saw the gifts we posted? You know, in the in the chat, in the general chat when we were finished. Like, no, ah, you know, abandoned. Because it was that bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is,
really like I kind of wish that you guys. I kind of wish that you got to watch this fresh on the podcast, so we could have your reactions for posterity.
The thing is,
Will we watch Around the World in 80 Days again?
if I had seen this here for the first time, I would have just said what.
Yeah.
Yeah. White, you had something to say?
No, I was just making a joke. I was like, can we just watch Around the World in 80 Days again?
Yeah, because Around the World in 80 Days with Jackie Chan is awesome.
Yeah, actually it is. It's a really good movie.
For
me, at least.
I was not
Yeah.
expecting that.
And unfortunately, like, it actually bombed, but I actually looked up the timing, and it came up between Harry Potter 3 and Spider-Man 2.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah, who cares about the 80 Days movie? Spider-Man's coming out.
But
yeah,
you know what?
So it came out at a really bad time and didn't make any money.
But you know what actually is quite fun? I am so happy that Neelish showed me the non-talkating, the muted version of Wonder Woman. I just saw the subtitles and he streamed it, because then at least I could talk about that movie. And then I realized, like, oh god. And then I realized what they were doing, and I was like, no, you're not want to make Wonder Woman into a fucking lesbian. And I was like, yeah, almost flipping tables right there, like, no. And I was playing Skyrim, and I was like, when is this ending?
Yeah, it gets worse.
Because it's hot, man.
And I could not skip through the music. I was like, ah.
Let's keep going. Okay. Well, I think we'll have to close it off for today. What's the timestamp?
It's now
2:23.
Yeah.
2:23. 2:23. Let's actually listen for 7 more minutes and get it to an even 30, and we'll end it there.
Oh wow!
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Behold.
Yeah, she's in 2000. Who cares? It's just lazy is a really good way of putting it. I don't know how you can work so long on a movie for so many years and put so much into it and for it to still feel quite so lazy.
They're using this a lot. They're using a lot of music clips, and it's.
Are they trying to pan out the fucking?
Oh no, let's let it play. Let it play.
All right.
About it, and Diana, who's like kind of
hold down.
Barbara, like
yeah,
the
hold down the backspace key. It'll fast forward backward. Well, it'll rewind a little bit.
It didn't do it. It was not doing that.
38
Hold on,
Well,
I know
okay.
exactly what timing it was before. I think it was
Okay.
2 minutes.
I thought we were like at 38 minutes.
No, we're at 23, I think, was what she said.
Alright, that's exactly what I needed not to be. This one.
And in this one,
Stop talking.
Oh yeah, we're at. I think weren't we at like?
I thought we were at
We're at
38.
30, so it needs to be around this.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
we were way close. We were almost at 40, so it's like.
Oh really?
2000. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's just lazy is a really good way
Exactly.
of putting it.
Lazy
I don't know
it
how you can
is.
work so
These
long on a
people
movie for
are
so many
lazy.
years and put
Terrible.
so much into it and for it to still feel
Ugly.
quite so lazy.
You play house down.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. I'm gonna tell.
Why am I imagining a fucking 70s disco ball dancing scene?
What the blazes is this music about, please?
Korea.
What? What did you say?
What's this music about?
What is this? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
But I
I'm
think
just
that we're at
literally,
like.
I'm just literally doing it. I'm literally bashing my head
Well-
against the wall, like, no, no.
Well, let's see. What's the timestamp? I think that actually, like, we seem like we're at a stopping place right here. So at like 38 minutes. 38 minutes. That's a good. That's a decent place to stop after 2.5 hours. That's a good place to stop.
It's 39.
That's a very decent stop for me, at least.
This is exhausting. Like these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine how it was to listen to. Imagine how it was to listen to their Last Jedi blowfest.
Oh no. Oh no.
They just keep repeating
Terrible.
over and over and over and over.
A whole lot of terror. Honestly, it was worse than Patrick's review.
Damn.
Patrick.
You know how bad, like, Patrick Willems, like, where he said the giant alien cow thing that Luke milks is one of my favorite addition to this whole series. And if you don't like it, no offense. If you don't like it, no offense.
Everybody in
No.
Well,
Just no.
It's worse than that. School of Movies Last Jedi review is worse.
Let
It
me
is
guess.
so much worse.
Does it have also
you,
these
Don.
stupid songs in
Yeah.
it? Where you can bash your head
Yes,
against the
it
wall?
does. Yeah, it has
No.
occasional interstitious music in it.
Fuck
well,
off.
Yeah.
so far,
I
there's
deny.
Yeah.
You should realize
let-
I watched this with Nelius without a pause. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, it doesn't seem quite so bad as Movie Bob or
you're not
Yevon
getting
Buha.
on.
Oh yeah, The Last Jedi brought us the rancor of progressiveness.
Wait, what?
Rancor of progressiveness. What?
What record? Wait, what?
Johan, would you mind pulling up School of Movies with The Last Jedi actually means on YouTube for me, please?
Do you really want to hurt my brain?
I would much
anymore?
appreciate it. I need to.
Sure
Why do you
thing.
always have the worst takes on hand? I don't know. I just kind of have a sniffer for bad videos, I guess.
All right,
My
let's
sniffer
see.
automatically just like says like
What? Who? of Movies, and then what doesn't mean what?
School of Movies.
Yeah.
What The Last Jedi actually means.
What?
School of Movies, Last Jedi.
Last Jedi actually.
It's just a bunch of response videos to their video.
This one?
Oh, look, Smud's right under them, which is hilarious.
Oh boy.
Sound us off.
You're muted.
And cannot do based on the previous Space Wizards movies in a movie.
You want to
around the painful but ultimate.
Where do I need to go?
You want to go to the back. Just go back to the beginning. Just let it play. Just go back to the beginning so that they can kind of see. Oh yeah, they actually unironically make that argument.
Oh, okay, done. Guess what? We're watching a Star Wars video now. What the fuck was that?
Your arguments are framed around what Space Wizards can and cannot do based on the previous Space Wizards movies in a movie very deliberately framed around the painful but ultimately positive act of letting go of the past, and specifically the rigid restrictions of what you think the Force is. I don't want to get all political cartoon about it, but mister, when that's your angle, you have just tumbled ass over dick off a bridge labeled The Point and slipped down into a nest of Gungans and Bantha shit. Your arguments are the bleated cries of a Gomorian guard being devoured by the rancor of progress, and when you squeal them over the internet, we all picture General Hux. When those guys decry
And
Star
I think
Wars,
that we'll call it there. I think we'll call it there.
I would like to end this stream on a very apt note. What a fucking faggot!
Yeah.
The Rancor of Progress.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Strange.
Hey, post
It's
a link
very,
to that
very
video
strange.
so I can show British Potato this.
Yeah, sure. Allow me to just pick up one thing. Here you go. Let's see. This is what this podcast is all about. All right.
I found Polygon. Oh wait, that's politically incorrect. Well, so are those outfits.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. School movies, like, they can do good stuff like their Disney stuff, but not their Star Wars, like their Disney animated movies, not their Star Wars takes of late. Their Star Wars takes are awful.
Wait, did they do
like they went really
2019 or 2020?
No, they did not. They did not.
Nobody wants to touch that thing with a 10-foot pole.
Well, Just Right did. He ripped it a new one. Just Right, I unironically hates this movie, which is so weird to me.
I'd rather watch Bobo than watching these podcasts. Trust me, that's way more fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes more
Yeah. Well, anyway, just gonna reiterate, all of my books are currently at $4.50 on Amazon Kindle if you want to purchase them. I've recommended a couple throughout this podcast, and I would like to hear your thoughts on it, both in the Discord and on the podcast. And I'd like to eventually do a stream about my books where people just ask me about like the creative process of coming up with the books and the various iterations that came first before like the final thing. But hopefully we'll be able to discuss that another time. Anyway, thank you all for coming. This has been a fun day. But like all bad things, but all bad things must come to the end, and I must end with this.
Why did we do that?